Lately, it feels like money doesn't stretch the way it used to. You notice it at the grocery store, at the gas pump, when a simple night out suddenly feels like a decision that needs justification. Even when prices don't shock you outright, there's a lingering sense of tension, a quiet question in the background. Why does everything feel heavier now? Part of the answer is obvious: inflation, rising costs, economic shifts we hear about constantly, but that's not the whole story. Because what we're experiencing isn't just higher prices, it's a change in how money feels. Money used to be something many people thought about occasionally. Now it's something they monitor. Every purchase carries a calculation, every decision comes with a trade-off, not because people suddenly became irresponsible, but because margins disappeared. When there's less room for error, everything feels more expensive. There's also the emotional side of this. Uncertainty makes costs feel larger. When the future feels unpredictable, spending today feels riskier. Even small expenses carry more weight when you're not sure what's coming next. It's not just about what things cost, it's about what they might cost later. Another quiet shift is expectation. Many of us grew up believing life would gradually become more stable, that effort would lead to comfort, that time was on our side. When that expectation cracks, even normal expenses feel like losses. Not because they're unreasonable, but because they violate the story we were told. There's also the way comparisons amplifies everything. We're constantly exposed to other lives, other spending habits, other versions of normal. It creates a strange tension. You're told to budget carefully while being surrounded by images of effortless consumption. That contrast makes every pound feel more contested. And then there's the deeper layer, the one we don't talk about as often. Money isn't just a tool, it's tied to safety. When prices rise faster than certainty, what we're really feeling is a threat to stability. Not dramatic, not immediate, but persistent. That's why everything feels more expensive often means more than math. It means mental load, constant adjustment, the quiet fatigue of always recalibrating. You're not imagining it. But here's something worth noticing. Feeling pressure doesn't mean you're failing. It doesn't mean you're bad with money, or behind, or doing something wrong. It often means the system changed faster than people could adapt, and adaptation takes time. There's a temptation when things feel expensive to rush, to optimize every decision, to obsess over numbers, to squeeze more out of yourself. But constant vigilance has a cost too. Sometimes the most important response isn't tied to control, but clearer priorities. Not everything deserves equal worry. Not every expense needs to feel like a mistake. When resources feel scarce, attention becomes precious. Where you spend it matters just as much as where you spend money. So maybe the better question isn't, why does everything cost so much, but something quieter. What am I trying to protect? Comfort, security, freedom, peace of mind. Those are the real currencies beneath the numbers. Understanding that doesn't lower prices, but it can lower the pressure you put on yourself. And in a moment where everything feels more expensive, that kind of clarity matters. End.